Good morning, Find Your Fire Tribe. Good morning to everyone. Happy Monday morning. I am so happy to welcome this morning to you. It's our Meditation Monday, and today is our second session of Kundalini Yoga, Powerfully Possible, with Elspeth Duncan, Kundalini Yoga teacher. She's here with me at my home to give you some Kundalini goodness this morning, and looking forward to it very much. For those of you who are here live, I ask you to please type hashtag live in the comments, and if by any chance you're catching this on the replay, as I know many people do, type hashtag replay. It allows us to know who is here and who enjoyed the session. For those who may be new to the tribe or watching this on YouTube, I'd like to say hi. I am Wendy Oching, founder of Healing Spaces Caribbean and tribe mom of the Find Your Fire Tribe. Hey, Janelle, lovely to see you. Welcome. So, without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to our Kundalini expert yoga teacher, Elspeth Duncan, and she is going to take you further into the magic. Elspeth. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendy, and good morning to everybody who's joining now, live, or will be on the replay. If you were not here last week, there were certain things that I explained, which I won't go into again. I'll just be very quick with it. But if you have any questions, you can freely ask me after. So with Kundalini Yoga, to tune in, we tune in before every session. So we'll do that first, and then I'll get into the session for today. So to tune in, we chant two mantras. The first one is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om, the creative energy of the universe. Namo, I call upon. Guru Dev Namo. Gu is darkness, Ru is light, and Dev is divine wisdom. So I call upon divine wisdom to guide me from darkness to light. And the second mantra, quite long-winded, so you may not get it at first, but basically just envision it surrounding you with a protective white light as I chant it. So inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale. Spine straight, shoulders relaxed, neck straight. Inhale, bring your palms together, the center of the chest. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgurey Namah, Jagadgurey Namah, Satgurey Namah, Sri Gurudeve Namah. Adgurey Namah, Jagadgurey Namah, Satgurey Namah, Sri Gurudeve Namah. Adgurey Namah, Jagadgurey Namah, Satgurey Namah, Sri Gurudeve Namah. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. And exhale. Relax. Now, something I'd like to say about chanting. You know, some people hear chanting and they get scared. They think, oh my gosh, it's some kind of cult, some kind of religion, I'm going to get converted. But it's not. These are ancient sacred languages. They're very scientific in their, every single letter has a vibration, it's connected to planets. I mean, there's a lot going on there with mantras, and what we're doing with mantras is triggering meridian points on the roof of the mouth, and all of that is sending messages around the body and having particular effects. But that in itself is a whole other session, or loads of other sessions, because it's such a deep science. It's such a deep science. It's not about religion, that's what I want to be clear. And, you know, if I was chanting in French, Frère Jacques, you know, nobody would really... It's just a very interesting thing to understand, and if anybody's interested in doing so, I can explain further at another point. But today we're going to deal with, since we're dealing with powerfully possible, sometimes something that we want to do or something that we want to achieve and be powerful at may be limited because of the level of stress in life and stress that's held in the body. We don't always realize where that stress is being held. Sometimes it's in deep unknown places, and through certain breaths and movements, and even the way we train our thoughts, all of that can have a very powerful effect on releasing stress that is stored in the body, and even calming the effects, the external things that may be causing stress. So today we're just going to do a few warm-ups that will help with the release of stress, and then I'm going to teach you a short meditation that also deals with stress and helps to curb or kick a very popular habit, which we'll get into, a habit that I myself once had. Okay, so let's begin with, this is called shoulder shrugs. Now shoulder shrugs are very simple and you can do it sitting in a chair. Right now I'm sitting in a chair. I'm sure most people are. And what you're doing with shoulder shrugs is simply inhaling, raising the shoulders up, exhale down. So you can either do it slowly like this, or you can do it faster. Or you can start slow and get fast. We're going to do it for, I'm going to give you for 2 minutes. Now the breath may be a lot for you, but if it's too much, stop, and then when you're ready again, you can resume. Now what this does is it breaks up the tension in the shoulders and also the neck area. So it's a great exercise to try when you're sitting in your chair at your computer, or even you're stuck in traffic. Just people looking on may find it looking a little odd, but alright, so we're going to go for 2 minutes and go at your own pace. Don't let my pace disrupt yours. So keep going as you go. I'm going to talk. Make sure that when you drop the shoulders that you really drop it. And keep the breath powerful. It's like how they say that you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. So just imagine that the world is on your shoulders, that globe. And that every time you raise your shoulders, you're crushing that huge globe or boulder into powder. And that every breath is blowing that powder away. So it's like you're crushing the stress. We're just going into the last minute. If you are not already going fast, try and speed it up slightly. Okay, inhale up. Exhale down. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. And just sit quietly for a while. Close your eyes. Sit quietly. And feel whatever is happening around your shoulder and neck area. And then we're going to go into what's known as alternate shoulder shrugs, where you inhale, raise the left shoulder, exhale, raise the right. So it's like this. Now notice my head is straight. I'm not, some people go like that. It's not like that. It's like, so close your eyes and get into it, and keep the breath powerful. We normally don't breathe very powerfully at all. When you exhale, really let that breath come out, and remember, as we learned last week, when you exhale, the navel point should go in. So as you exhale, it's like the navel point is pushing back and pushing that breath out of the nostrils. So when you pump from the stomach to exhale, it's like you're exhaling stress and stored emotions from the depths of your abdominal area. You know, a lot of unexpressed emotions are stored in the stomach. Okay, inhale, left shoulder up. Exhale, drop the left and bring the right up. And relax. Right, so because these unexpressed emotions are stored in the stomach, you know, sometimes somebody might say, oh, I need to think about that. I need to digest that a little bit before I could respond. That's exactly what happens. Look at the verb being used, the stomach, digest. When we do not digest our emotions, they're just stored there. So a breath like that, every time I exhale, I'm pumping that navel center. So just imagine those, you know, when something is there for a long time and it gets all hard and crusty, that with this constant pumping of the navel point, it's like chipping away at ice or at concrete or something, and you're breaking up those emotions and letting it out, energetically speaking. Okay, now we're going to move on to a heart-opening movement. And I think we did this last week as well, but it's important because we need to keep the heart open. So what you're doing is bringing the fingers, 4 fingers in front, the thumbs behind, the spine is straight. You're going to inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Again, keep the breath powerful, so you keep going while I just say a few things. Keep the breath powerful, inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. As I usually say to students, if I can't hear you breathing, then you're not breathing powerfully enough. I want to hear the right? Opening up the heart. Inhale, center. Hold the breath. Exhale and relax. Drop the hands and have the palms facing up, just resting on the thighs. So opening the heart as a way of also releasing stress, because sometimes people are stressed out by, you know, maybe they're holding a grudge and they can't forgive somebody. Opening the heart allows you to forgive. It allows acceptance and understanding. You may be feeling stressed out because you don't understand somebody or something, or vice versa. And opening the heart really paves the way for great communication with others and also great interaction. So that's just a simple exercise that can energetically be used to open up that energetic heart space. Okay, next we're going to do something called spinal flex. Now spinal flex you can do cross-legged sitting on the ground, but you can also do it sitting in your chair. So I'm moving more towards the edge of my chair. My hands are resting on my knees and my elbows are straight. I'm going to inhale and flex my spine forward. So you're pushing the heart center forward. Exhale and drop back. Drop the spine back. Notice I'm keeping my head straight. Inhale forward, exhale back. Again, keep the breath deep and flex the spine as much as you can. A flexible spine is great for that spinal fluid. It warms up the spine. You can just begin to increase your speed a bit. Alright, so go to speed that's comfortable for you. Keep your eyes closed and feel the movement of the spine as it warms up. Feel if there's any heat. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. This is a very grounding exercise. Inhale, straight spine. Hold the breath. And exhale slowly through the nostrils. Now just sit quietly, and as you sit quietly, eyes closed, I want you to feel whatever is happening in your body. Feel wherever anything is flowing, where it's hot, where it's cold, where maybe a little muscle is jumping or twitching, where maybe you're tensing a certain part of your body. So just relax that part. When you become aware of it, just relax it. Just getting into your body and realizing, where am I holding tension? So that last exercise was one way of grounding, and the importance of grounding, because remember we're dealing with stress, and that so many people are going through stress, just the way that life is now. So when you ground, just imagine that you're like a tree, and those roots are going into the earth. The tree just stands tall and unshaken. Think of a huge saman tree, huge and unshaken and vast. It spreads out, it's vast. It doesn't need to rush around doing anything as we do, like humans. It gets everything from the source, where it is, from the earth and also from above, as we should be as well if we took on that. So I'm just going to show you a very simple grounding exercise where you can envision yourself as that tree and get that power of the tree. This is called root lock, and it's used in Kundalini yoga quite often. There are different body locks in Kundalini yoga that guide the energy. So root lock is just one of them. So what you do with root lock, you inhale deeply through the nostrils. As you hold the breath, you pull in your navel point. So pull the navel point back to the spine. Then you squeeze the anal muscles. And then you squeeze the genital muscles. So the anal muscles, it's as if let's say you're holding back a bowel movement, and the genital, let's say you're holding back urine, just to put it descriptively. And then exhale and release the lock. So I want you to close your eyes and try that again. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath, pull in the navel and squeeze the other 2 points. So those 3 points are being squeezed as you hold the breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale and release the lock, release the breath and release the lock. So we'll go again, and we're going to do it a few times, and each time we do it, I want you to visualize yourself as that tree. I want you to visualize that when you pull on that lock, you're pulling up energy from the earth and you're grounding yourself. That's why it's called root lock. It's rooting you into yourself and into life. This is very much connected to the root chakra. Inhale deeply. Apply the root lock. So pull in those 3 points. Squeeze. Visualize, visualize. Exhale. Just going to do it a few more times. Inhale deeply. Apply the lock. Exhale. Again, inhale deeply. Pull it up. Squeeze. Just visualize that you have a long root stretching into the center of the earth and the center of yourself. Connect with the center of yourself through this lock. Firmly rooted in yourself, and exhale. Release the lock. Because when you're firmly rooted in yourself and your awareness of who you are and what you're capable of, and that powerfully possible reality of being you, then things like stress do not shake you as much as they could if you were so unsure of who you are and what you're capable of. So we're going to practice a breath which we'll use as a meditation, and I would like you to also share this with friends of yours who may need it. Not only if they're stressed out, but this breath in particular is applied to people who smoke and they want to quit. So I used to smoke a lot. I was, 20 years ago I stopped, but it was quite a miraculous way of stopping. I did not, I didn't consciously say, oh, I'm going to stop. It happened in a very interesting way, which I won't go into now, but maybe at some other time. But just to say that this particular breath will help. So what you do, you're inhaling in 8 sniffs through the nostrils. Now the 8 sniff breath is a stress reliever. So that in itself would release stress for anybody who's feeling stressed. The exhalation is done through an O mouth. Hands could be in Gyan Mudra, resting on the knees, or just a simply relaxed position. But for today, let's hold it like this. And you're going to inhale in 8 sniffs, so I'll just demonstrate, and then you exhale in through the O to the count of the same 8 that you sniffed. So when I'm exhaling, I'll go like this to show the 8, okay? So sniff in 8. Right? So you keep going like that. Now again, go at your pace. You might go right, or you may do it faster. The point is, you may feel lightheaded because this is totally relaxing you, and if you feel lightheaded, you can either continue or you can stop. Some people get uncomfortable when they're lightheaded. That's just the extra oxygen going to the brain. So it's really nothing to worry about. But if you do feel uncomfortable, stop, take a few deep breaths, and then resume. So before we get started, I'm just going to set my timer for 5 minutes. Before we get started, I just want you to sit for a while and think. Tune into how you feel right now. Maybe even tune into something that might be worrying you or bothering you. And let's begin. Now these 8 sniffs, you're filling yourself with these breaths. It's not just sniffing, you're actually filling yourself. So it's like pumping up a bike tire. Right? So you're expanding your abdominal area. Remember, when you inhale, your abdomen should expand. So we are expanding with the 8 sniffs and then releasing it all on that one breath. So we'll go for 4 minutes. 3 minutes, sorry. Let's begin. last one. And relax. So just sit quietly and see how you feel. Like for example, my head feels very light and clear. So if you know anybody who smokes, or if you yourself smoke, anytime you feel like lighting up a cigarette, just do that breath for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, until that feeling passes. And it will be one of the best things you could do for your life, to stop that. Okay, so I'm going to close my segment with just, normally as I say, we sing this, so I will sing it for you. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam. Satnam, thank you for coming.
Many thanks to Elspeth for this really powerful session. I know that I felt my chi shift as we were doing the various exercises. Very, very strong, very strongly. Please leave your comments and feedback in the chat for Elspeth. And I'm going to invite Elspeth to drop her contact info in the chat after the session, so that those of you who'd like to know more about the Kundalini sessions and retreats that she offers, you'll be able to contact her. Meanwhile, do look forward to seeing Elspeth with us for the remainder of January every Monday. She's going to continue the Kundalini journey with us during Meditation Mondays. So Elspeth, and to all of you who joined us on live or the replay, thank you so much. Many blessings. Bye for now.